I ended my previous video with one burning question. Not exactly, but something very similar. Why you're not supposed to add fishes into a newly bought tank? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the single most important determining factor which is going to decide if you're going to stick to the hobby or quit it altogether. I'm pretty sure that many of you, or some of you, or at least a few of you, did have an aquarium at some point in your life. With great excitement and anticipation, you brought home a new aquarium, added fishes of all different kinds and shapes, and striking colors, hoping to see them thrive, but only got to see them die one by one as days passed by, which depressed you and frustrated you so much that you quit the hobby altogether. What killed those fishes? Maybe you bought fishes that were sick, or maybe the water quality was not good, too much chlorine. Maybe you added fishes that were incompatible with one another, such that the aggressive fish in the tank destroyed all the other fish. These are things that you can see. But the biggest culprit is invisible to the naked eye. And that is ammonia spike. That's exactly what we are going to focus on. Let me take you through the nitrogen cycle. You are introducing nitrogen into the tank through the food that you feed your fish. After eating, the fish defecate and all the leftover food decay and release ammonia into the tank. The denitrifying bacteria or the beneficial bacteria converts this ammonia into nitrite, and further this nitrite is converted into nitrate by another set of beneficial bacteria. Ammonia and nitrite are fish killers, and these beneficial bacteria protect the fish by converting them into harmless nitrate, which is what we are concerned about when we do water changes. We essentially try to replace the nitrates in the water when we do fresh water changes. This is a slow and ongoing process which requires the presence of beneficial bacteria or the denitrifying bacteria. When you add the fish into a new tank, the fish is going to eat and poop, and ammonia is going to build up in the tank because there are no beneficial bacteria in the newly set up tank, which is going to help convert ammonia into nitrite and then from nitrite into nitrates. So what's the way forward? The nitrogen cycle is a natural process and it's a slow one. It can take a lot of time for the beneficial bacteria to build up in the tank once it's been set up. So does that mean you need to buy a tank and wait for at least a month for all these beneficial bacteria to grow and then subsequently add the fishes? Come on, that's not practically possible, isn't it? There are ways to accelerate this naturally occurring process, and this is called cycling the tank. The first way is to call your friend, not just any friend, one of your friend who is into the hobby. That friend is going to have a tank in his home where it's going to be filled with beneficial bacteria. These beneficial bacteria colonize the gravel, all the decorative items in the tank, as well as the sponge filter in the filter media. Just borrow any of these items and then put it in the newly set up tank for accelerating the process of beneficial bacteria's growth. The second way is to just put fish food into the tank even though it doesn't have fishes in them. The food will decay and it will release ammonia into the water, which will stimulate the growth of beneficial bacteria. The third method is to introduce fish, just one or two, into the tank and feed them in such a way that once they poop, the ammonia that is released will stimulate the growth of beneficial bacteria which will accelerate the cycling process. But then again, you're taking a chance with the lives of those fishes. The fourth method is to instill commercially available solutions of these beneficial bacteria. The manufacturers claim that the fishes can just be added once you instill these drops into the aquarium, but I wouldn't recommend that. Once you're done any of these steps, just switch on the filter in the aquarium and let it run for a period of 1 week to 10 days before adding the first fish in your tank. How can you be sure that the cycling process is complete? Well, there are commercially available testing kits which will test for the levels of ammonia, nitrite and nitrate in the tank. You can buy one of them and test the water for all these parameters. You should essentially see no ammonia, no nitrite, but some amount of nitrate, which will indicate that the cycle is fully complete. If you have gone through my previous video, you would have noticed that I have set up a semi-planted aquarium wherein all the plants and the driftwood that I purchased was from the aquarium shop, which were already inside an established tank. And then I cycled my newly set up tank for a period of 1 week before I added my first fish. So guys, I had a fully cycled tank in my home before I introduced my first fish into this tank. So it's cool to have an aquarium at home, but it's critical to have it cycled before introducing the fish. I understand that it's difficult to control the urge to get the aquarium up and running, but how best can you use the time of 1 week or 10 days? Well, do your homework. Research a lot about the different kinds of fishes available in the market and the ones that will fit into the tank that you have at home. To know about the different kinds of fishes available in the hobby and what fish I introduced into my tank, stay tuned for more videos.